Search operations are this morning set to continue for the Ladysmith flood victims in KwaZulu-Natal. The death toll stands at 12, with 6 more people still missing. Just yesterday, search teams recovered 6 bodies. Let's speak to the head of emergency disaster response from imdaad Foundation. Irfaan Ahmed joins me now to chat more on their work. A very good morning to you. Thank you so much for your time. It's been an incredibly difficult period for the affected families. What have you encountered in your recovery efforts?
Good morning to you and to your viewers out there. The imdaad Foundation has been part of the deployment from the SAPS K9 rescue. After 4 days, we've managed to locate yesterday 6 bodies. Out of that 6, the imdaad Foundation was deployed into one area with several other SAPS members as well as other volunteers. We managed to locate 2 bodies, of which was the father and the son. And not far away where we located the father, we located the son, the 3-year-old boy. And the mother of the child, when she came to identify her husband, she pleaded with us to say, please, I'm so desperate to look for my boy, and I have a feeling that he should be around here. When she explained how the water came and washed him away, we then realized that the child would not be far off from the father. While searching for the child, we managed to find a shoe, and that gave us sign and hope that the child should be nearby. And through the grace of God, we managed to locate the child, and we somehow brought closure to the family, as all 3 members, the father, the son, and the daughter, have been found. The daughter was found on day 1, which gave us 6 on day 1 that we recovered, and on day 4 we recovered 6. So we were quite pleased to give closure to that family. However, this morning we will be meeting at the command center with all SAPS members, K9 unit, and volunteers, continuing our search on the Klip River bank to locate the 6 members or 6 family members that are still missing.
Yeah, and that process in itself, I mean, there's closure on one end for one family, but there's another family still desperately looking to just recover their loved ones so they can lay them to rest. We know that in our interactions, our reporter on the ground, Karinda Jagmohan, interacting quite extensively with both families. But the one side of the family is speaking about how they just want to gather their loved ones and lay them to rest. I mean, that process in itself, how intricate will it be as you get to work this morning?
So it's going to be quite a challenge. As we know, the SAPS members as well as the volunteers have been working around the clock, as well with the K9 dogs. You know, the challenge is with the debris, trees, rocks to identify. There's also motor vehicles you have to move around just to check and do proper searches for those loved ones. Today, our main focus will be straight into the Klip River, as we had searched yesterday throughout the entire area leading towards the Klip River. So today's search will be more intricate, but we do have resources, and what makes it more easier is that communities are out there, family members are out there, also volunteering to assist so that they can identify their missing and loved ones. So with the help of God, we hope by today to locate all 6 members to bring in that closure for the families.
You say you do have resources. A few days ago, we heard KZN authorities making a call to Cabinet for additional resources to assist with the search. What did such a boost entail? Did you get the additional resources, or are you just operating with the assistance of even more volunteers who are making the process even easier?
So currently, from SAP's K9 unit, they've been deployed by the provincial commissioner. They have brought in all their resources with boats, helicopters, more dogs have come in. And apart from that, volunteers such as, and private organizations such as the South African Search and Rescue, the Imdaad Foundation, IPSS Search and Rescue. So we all have joined hands, as well as working on fire. We all have joined hands to provide such relief and search and rescue for the family. So I'm quite happy with the deployment as well, and we are working together to locate these families. We currently roughly about 70 members in total. So we're quite a huge number besides the community family members who are joining in while we are searching.
I know that the rainy weather hampered your work in the first few days as you began the search. There seemed to be some relief yesterday. What would you say has been the big difference as the relief in the rainfall comes into play as you try and navigate to try and get some of the bodies?
We just hope and pray that the weather gets stable, with the rains expected today as well. We're hoping that the weather stays this way so we can continue to locate those 6 family members that are still missing. From the past 2 days, on day 2 and day 3, it made it really difficult because water levels were still high, and the surroundings as well as getting into the area was quite muddy. We couldn't get vehicles in there, and also walking through the rivers along the banks, it was a great challenge. But however, like yesterday, when the sun did come out, it made it a bit easier to locate those families.
Talk to us a little bit about the volunteers, because this is a very emotional, tragic incident. As much as you want to recover bodies, but as you perhaps encounter some of the bodies, it brings about a sense of relief, but there's still the psychological element of trauma that comes with it. How are you balancing it out? I mean, with a big team of professionals who've done this over a number of years, and volunteers who are just coming in to assist and really hoping to bring some closure to the families. How are you balancing it all out?
So every morning and comes towards the afternoon or the evening part, we have a debriefing session where the commander from SAP's K9 unit will conduct his debriefing session and ask volunteers of their experience and what they have seen, and if there are any psychological issues that one is facing. There are EMRS that's available on standby. We did have psychologists that phoned in to provide their own volunteer time to provide psychological assistance for the volunteers. I myself, that was part of recovering the gentleman with his son. I mean, it was really traumatizing to see such, but it gave us the encouragement to continue to bring closure. Once you see families coming around and thanking you for such efforts, gives you that encouragement to continue to bring more closure to other family members. So when it comes to psychological assistance, there are people that are volunteering to provide such relief to volunteers.
Thank you so much. You're sounding very optimistic ahead of the recovery efforts which are going to get underway from this morning. Wishing you and your team all of the best, hoping that you will be able to bring those families, that family in question, of course, that has lost several members, to bring some closure as you continue with your work this morning. Let me thank you for your time. Irfaan Ahmed, Head of Emergency Disaster Response at imdaad Foundation, speaking about some of the experiences as he goes out with a team to try and ensure rescue or recovery efforts for those who lost their lives or who are still missing, the flood victims of Ladysmith in KZN.